His professional record, 23 victories, including 19 wins by knockout with only 2 defeats. Damas y caballeros de San Miguel, Buenos Aires, Argentina, former Latino and former WBA Intercontinental Champion, Diego La Hoya Chaves. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. His professional record, an outstanding one also, 31 victories, including 12 knockouts with only 1 defeat. From Palm Springs, California, USA, 2-time world champion, former light welterweight and former welterweight champion of the world, Timothy Desert Storm Bradley.
Now while Tony Weeks calls the fighters in, Christina.
If it goes Bradley's way, he'll be able to box and win a decision. If it goes Chaves' way, it'll be a dirty fight and they'll rumble right in the middle of the ring.
All right, so we're set to go.
I think Tim Bradley just knows what he is now and seems very comfortable in his own skin at this point.
Well, Chaves didn't have any visa problems this time and got up here on time and wasn't pushed into the fight too soon, and when he fought that hard war, and he's not afraid to engage, I assure you that.
Now he's come out to try to turn this right away into a brawl. He wants to slug, and he'd like Bradley to slug with him. Bradley could not resist the temptation when he fought Provodnikov, and it almost lost him everything.
In his eyes, he won the fight, and he did get it, but it wasn't enough for him, and he wanted to prove that he could slug with the best, and it was a mistake, but he eventually did succeed and beat Provodnikov. But against this guy, don't let Diego drag him into a tough street brawl. And Diego's well capable of that with low blows, headbutts, and everything else.
Even yesterday, he was joking about it, though. Bradley was saying, well, what do you guys want? Which way do you want me to fight? You want the boxer, Bradley, or should I go out and slug?
And you heard what I said. I said, go ahead and brawl with him, Tim. Best thing, but it's I like to see. Oh, he got nailed with an uppercut inside. He comes right back with the right hand of his own, does Tim Bradley. Now, one thing for sure is Chaves has come here to fight. Now Tim picks up the pace a little bit, starches him with a nice crisp left jab as of the past from Argentina.
And he never said, and I'll win the belt. It was always the belt will go to Argentina.
Right. I'll take it home to Argentina. That right hand is Chaves. Chaves comes with a nice uppercut, but Tim bobs away from it, showing some really, really nice defensive movements there. Chaves had the right idea, but he couldn't land it. This is scheduled for 12. There's no title at stake, but it's a 12-round fight. Bradley desperately wants a win, as does Chaves, to get a money fight. And there's a big difference in the amount of money these fighters are getting. And Chaves would like to be on the Timothy Bradley end of the purses of this one. Timothy wails that body, and there's a bit of a low blow by Chaves, and Tim loads up about 5 right hands in a row. And the heads came together. Big headbutt. Now let's see if there's any blood.
Watch it. Here we go. Time in. Let's go.
Bradley said, yeah, he's a dirty fighter, but he's a good dirty fighter. And he does different things in there that can complicate things.
The heads came together again. This is the second headbutt.
Tim keeps just turning around after that, and Tony's not stopping the action at that point. I know Tim's anticipating him being a dirty fighter, but he's just kind of stopping and turning his back. Can he do that?
Well, yeah. Well, you're not supposed to turn your back. No. It's not just the cut. They can ding you. Big shot there. There's Tim. A little infuriated so far with the headbutts. Flips it with a nice uppercut on the inside.
I think Tim now is just trying to see if he can find a rhythm here. Just go back to his fundamentals. Move a little, jab a little, box.
Well, here's Chaves trying to box now, and Tim walks away. Tim really holding those gloves up high when he comes inside now, trying to protect that head, and he really blasts the body of Chaves. Chaves kind of puts the evil eye on him now. He's got his hands high. Chavez just winging wild shots. He comes in, heads wag back and forth against each other.
There were 2 headbutts in the round. There you see, that's a real smash of the heads. And the second time they come together, it's really hard for me to fault Chaves on those.
I can't fault them. They're accidental headbutts. What are you going to do? But Chaves cut over the eye. And now here's Tim chopping him right on top of where that cut is. Loading up right hands.
Looks like we're going to get the Bradley of the Provodnikov fight.
Well, this is what he wants to do. This is what we asked for. And Tim is acquiescing. He told us, folks, what Rich is talking about when we talked to Tim yesterday, that, you know, Pacquiao is just at a different level. He says he's a better fighter than I am. And he wasn't talking about the night, like in the interview piece we had. He was talking about in general, he's a better fighter than I am, he said. That doesn't mean he said that I can't beat him. And it's funny because Brandon Rios is the same sort of guy as Chaves. And Chaves and Rios was just, you know, that one could have taken place in some barnyard someplace or on the wharf someplace. This one's more of a boxing match. Nice
that was a crazy night.
Chaves not wilting in any way from this guy. He just gets nailed by 2 solid right hands. And Tim whipped on the 3rd one. He bent down, he threw it up over his shoulder. But, you know, he's a pure athlete. Tim Bradley's a great athlete and a great kid.
Of Chaves, there's been a lot of wild swinging between the two. An effective uppercut there by Chaves. And then again, Bradley coming wild with the overhand right. He did eventually land one of those overhand rights.
So here we go to round number 4. Chaves trying to really box with Tim in the early going here in 4.
Another one, another headbutt, and again he walks away. And this time Tony Weeks just still says, hey, I don't care, just go for it, you know, carry on.
The heads are going to come together all night because both of them tuck their heads when they come in. And when they're on the inside, they wag them. Here we go, back to the Pierce Sixer. Timothy has dictated this because he can fight from the outside and box this guy. But every once in a while, he will prove to you that he is a fighter. This is Provodnikov style for him. Tough. And he was talking about Terrence Crawford saying what a dog he was. A dog meaning a very positive thing, by the way, because it can be used negatively too. But in this case, he's talking the dog in him is the toughness in him.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of toughness in Diego Chaves. And he landed a couple of shots. Tim, a hard body shot that time. Trying to get in position to get one behind and underneath the elbow to the liver, but he's been up on the back with it when he's on the inside here. This is where Tim has got to be careful. His heads are wagging back and forth against each other. Tim just missed the uppercut.
If these guys fight shoulder to shoulder, Chaves will be fine with that. He'll be happy with
he'd love this.
Stop.
Tony Weeks, a very good referee, will let them fight as much as he possibly can. And he's not concerned right now with just letting these guys go. And they're doing it for us. Crowd loves what they're seeing right now.
Tim wants to fight him.
And Tim trying to make a point that I'm not going to be roughhoused by this guy, not in my country. But nonetheless, in San Miguel, Argentina, Chaves considers winning this fight as a championship fight for him. Bradley's getting the best of him on this inside stuff right now, which is surprising. It's in there to separate the two. Nice left hook landed, then a right hand by Tim Bradley. Solid, good body shot by Chaves. Well, you know, again, we talk about within the rules, it's, you know, he has a tendency, both of them, to have their heads wagging in front of each other. So, I mean, I can't fault him for the headbutts that have occurred in this fight. It's just that he seems to be involved with them all the time.
A professional soccer star, but he does come from a boxing family. His dad was a boxer, sparred with Victor Galindez. His brother fought Kostya Tszyu, so it figured that this was the road he was going to take.
And see, that time they just plopped the heads on top of each other when they came in. Tim whacked him with a good left hand and another decent right hand in there. But Tim is the one that's decided he wants to fight on the inside.
Stop.
And now he walks him back on his heels so he can't be hit by Chaves. Chaves on his toes, loads up his right hand. And try to land some body shots and come with a big uppercut inside. Wow, the right hand is Timothy Bradley again. Whoa. Not afraid to load up shots when he sees the opportunity, is Tim. With his back to you in the dark trunks and in the red trunks is Timothy Bradley, former world champ.
I think we're going to have to keep a close eye on that swelling underneath the left eye of Timothy Bradley.
Tim caught him with a right hand, but he didn't shift Chaves at all. Tim does have 12 knockouts in his 31 wins. He's not noted as a big knockout puncher, but again, with him, it's an accumulation of punches that can wear guys down. Now, Timothy boxing very nicely in this round now. Making Chaves miss a lot. That's not a knockdown. I think he tripped over his foot. Tony Weeks right on top of that.
Chaves was laughing himself at that, so a little embarrassed.
You know, I can fight on the inside if I have to. Chaves caught him with a short right hand, but Tim in great shape, able to gobble it up. Timothy out here boxing now nicely. Missed with the right hand, of course, as you saw it whistle over his head. Caught him with the right hand again in there.
Joel Diaz was really mad at Bradley after a couple of the rounds, but I just think he wanted him to be a little smarter in there. And even if he wants to fight, I think Joel is okay if he fights inside with Chaves, but just be smarter in there. Don't get crazy wild and just start winging punches.
And he certainly made that clear, because in the rounds that he did brawl, Rich, he won the rounds. I mean, Chaves is landing a shot here and there, but not as many as Tim has landed.
Of course, the fight that Bradley probably got the most praise from in any fight that he's been in was the Provodnikov fight. Okay, and then, but the biggest win of his career outside of the Pacquiao fight, which was so controversial, it was that Juan Manuel Marquez, in which he just boxed brilliantly the entire night.
When you box a boxer like Juan Manuel Marquez, I mean, that's a great notch in your belt.
People that think that Mayweather's going to walk through Pacquiao and win easy, because they're crazy. I tell him, he says, I tell him, what are you talking about?
There's some hard stuff going on right now. Just boxing a lot better, and he will engage from time to time. Reaching downstairs, trying to make himself even smaller. And then at some stage you expect him to come with an uppercut. And there it was right there, but he didn't quite catch him.
But Tim seems to have found a rhythm now.
Yeah, he's in a rhythm for sure. Christina, I got a question for you. Is this the same Tim Bradley that you've seen in the past?
Well, like it depends what Rich said. It depends which fight you've watched of Tim Bradley's. I've watched quite a few of them, and I see definitely shades of that Provodnikov fight when he went in there, just continued to go forward and exchange in the ring. But then the last round, he boxed and was more effective, moving around and working off the jab. I know Joel would like to see him box a little bit.
Solid right hand landed by Tim that time. A lot of movement from Tim, too. Bouncing to his right, bouncing back to his left, getting in position. As you use the term, hit and don't get hit, that all the time on my fighters. I don't want them to get hit.
Lovely work by Bradley. Last two rounds, really impressive.
Feels like, and Chaves to me looks like he's slowed down just a hair from the, high work rate of Tim Bradley in this fight, too. Well, Chaves will get so frustrated thinking he's behind in the fight that he'll start roughhousing him again, and hopefully doesn't get himself disqualified.
I'll tell you one thing about Bradley, constantly underrated, constantly doing what people think that he can't do. It goes back, I remember when he went over to Britain and fought Junior Witter in a fight that he couldn't possibly win, right? I mean, when against Junior Witter in his home area, and I remember he floored Witter in that 5th round of that fight and ended up winning the fight, shocking people there. And from then on, you know, when people think he can't do something, he will rise to the occasion.
And more important than that, in his mind, he can do it.
Now there was a good right hand by Chaves. Still Bradley controlling the tempo of the fight, and as you can see, his eye is in worse shape than Chaves is, for sure.
Much worse shape. Let's see how effective Tim is trying to see out of that left eye, and pretty effective throwing left hooks.
No.
This is the tough stuff on the inside now. He's got away from the idea he's going to box this guy. And
the thing is it's always Bradley's choice, though.
Exactly. He's the ring general. Yeah, he dictates whether they're going to engage on the inside or he's going to box on the outside out here. And Chaves doesn't have much choice in it.
Good exchange.
Yeah.
They both landed.
Chaves having a decent round here now since the 2nd minute.
Yeah, and you know something? He's showing something people don't ever associate with him. Some good boxing skill.
As they say that, Tim nails him with a right hand on top of that left eye that continues to be a problem for each fighter. Chaves at this stage in this round is outboxing Timothy.
You know, it's interesting. Bradley almost invariably ends up with some kind of issue in the fights that he has. Broken ankle against Pacquiao, pulled calf muscle against Pacquiao, fought Provodnikov. It's always something.
I gave Chaves that round, by the way. In the first round I've given him in the fight.
Very good work inside by both of them, and then Chaves just shoulders him off. Bradley did get hit, but still, even when getting hit.
And let's see if he goes to work and tries to make this a brawl again.
Good.
That was a low blow by Tim Bradley, and Chaves taking a knee, and Tony Weeks right on top of it.
Listo. Okay.
It wasn't Galata hitting Riddick Bowe.
No. Winding up and aiming south.
Oh boy.
Chaves very flat-footed now, like he wants to load up some shots of his own. And both guys are missing a lot of punches right now as Tim tries to work downstairs.
When they start blowing up like that, they can get very odd looking.
Chaves, I think, now is taking command of this 11th round.
And he's keeping it a long-range fight. Again, the irony of that is...
I'm really wondering how much Tim can see now because he's getting hit a lot more in this round.
Doubtful, but all I know is, and this is the most unbelievable thing probably I've ever said, he's being outboxed by Diego Chaves in this round.
Well, this round is history, and that's a Chaves round, so Chaves has won 10 and 11. I have it 108-101 going to the 12th round in favor of Timothy Bradley. Gave Tim all the early rounds, and the last 2 rounds I've given to Chaves, in my opinion.
How about that little hug at center ring?
Unusual. He put his head down, bowed to him, and a little bit of hug by Chaves. Chaves seems the fresher of the 2 fighters right now. He's more accurate, and I suspect that it has to do with the fact that eye of Tim is absolutely closed, the left eye. Because that eye is like, I mean, if you were squeezing your eye shut, you probably couldn't have it shut much more than that left eye is right now. Decent body shot by Tim on the inside. Does those heads together again.
And Weeks did do a good thing by saying, you know, he didn't want to come in here with a lot of preconceived notions.
Yeah, we heard that in between Yeah, he says, I have no preconceived. He said that.
And because then you might tend to overreact to something that you see happen in there.
Week's a very experienced referee.
Stop, stop.
And Tim Bradley, I think, marches on with his career.
Oh, definitely. It won't take Top Rank long to match him up for a world title fight again, that's for sure.
Well, we know who it won't be against, Terrence Crawford. Because he said he would not fight Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford's his buddy, his friend.
They're very close friends. Closing seconds now, the fight. In a very good fight. Bradley raises his hands, Chavez raises his hands, but Tim Bradley's won this fight. I scored at 118 to 110.
You know, I think, judging from the way I've been watching Chavez.
Julie Letterman scores at 116 to 112 for Chaves. Bert Clemens scores at 115-113 for Bradley. And Craig Metcalf scores it 114-114, a three-way split. This contest officially is a draw.
Wow.
Well, I thought Tim Bradley won the fight, but...
So did I, and I thought he won it handily, but again, some of the early rounds, close enough.
How much was your eye affecting you through the latter part of the fight?
Well, you know what? He landed some shots on top of the eye. It hurt a little bit, but for the most part, it wasn't affecting me. I was able to see.
It seemed like through the last few rounds you were able to box more, but he was also boxing you as well.
Yeah.
And potentially the judges maybe swung some of those rounds his way. But did you think at the end of the fight, what was your thoughts afterwards?
Well, I thought I won the fight, honestly. I felt I won the fight easily. I didn't think it was I thought it was pretty one-sided. I mean, I thought I won like at least 8 rounds to 4, but I don't know, man. The judges saw it a different way. I don't know why, but I felt I won the fight easy.